Hi, Oscar. Hi, everybody. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special late night. So, you know it's going to be messy episode of the Love Gymnastics Network, hosted by
Yay!
Makayla Gymnastics and Oscar. Um, how you guys doing? This is all the live video y'all gonna get because I'm still going through recovery from the tornado, so I really don't have a spot to record anymore. So until we figure that out, we're just gonna do audio only shows for a while.
That works for me. I'm so happy you
We're-
have internet again and power.
I don't have internet, but I have power. I'm just using my cell phone data.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy for that. Thankful for that.
Correct. How have you been, friend? Over
I've
there
been good.
growing,
It's spring here.
over there growing your channel,
Growing?
growing your
Oh my gosh,
platform.
yes.
In about a
I'm
month, you're finna
trying. I'm
lap.
on the road to
Child, in about a month, you're
1,000.
finna lap me in subscribers.
What? No, that don't be exaggerating. I mean, God willing, but I don't expect it.
Um, um.
Basically,
So,
all of the videos I post that get views now, they're I don't think they all get demonetized. So I
yeah,
feel
that.
your struggle finally.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's so. Oh gosh, I don't even. I'm not saying I give up with YouTube, but my total attention is on Twitter right now. YouTube, they could kiss my ass.
No, I saw that you're still posting on YouTube. I love it. I appreciate it.
Oh,
I
I
hope
still
you keep
post
doing
on
it.
YouTube. I just realized that nobody gives a damn about when I post on YouTube. People care though when I post on Twitter. Like I have to be careful now what I say on Twitter because everybody takes everything I say so literal. So I now have to really be mindful of what I post.
Or out of context.
Or there we go. There we go. No. It doesn't they don't take it literal, they take it out of context. There we go. That's the perfect.
Oh, good. Okay. Should we look at something instead of our screens? Like an image?
We could do that. Um or yeah, we could do that.
Or
Um,
whatever we're talking about, we could put up on the screen.
yes. Today, you guys, I think I see the topic on the screen or whatever, but we got three topics we want to talk about. We got something I want to talk about first. It ain't got nothing to do with gymnastics. So if you want to listen to gymnastics, we're going to give you we don't do power rankings over here at the Love Gymnastics Network. We do watch parties and watch lists. So we're going to give you 20 girls to watch in order for the Olympic Games. Now, I already did my top 15, so I have to add five more to that list. But mainly, I want to hear Oscar's top 20 so we can argue about it.
Okay, I feel like I basically gave it to you the last time we talked on here.
I know.
Remember how I broke it up into tiers?
Yes.
But I'm ready. I have more than 20 if you want more.
We could do it. We could do it because I don't know more than 20. I barely know 15 of the top girls because I only pay attention to the very top tier girl.
Oh, right, all right. You just said give me 20 names. You didn't say like 20 names that could make the Olympic team.
No, just 20 girls they should watch out for this season.
Definitely.
Like I said, we don't do power rankings, we do watch parties. And we're also going to preview nationals. And when I say preview nationals, I literally mean we're going to read the names that they posted in like Why are they breaking up nationals into two sections? Why are they trying
Mm,
to? Um, and it further goes to USA Gymnastics. Do you listen to me? Because I've been saying, like, for whatever reason this year, it seems like even the senior girls, there is a tier ranking of the senior girls of like the real seniors and then the people who are seniors but are really juniors. And that is kind of the way they are uh, broadcasting it this year. And we're going to talk about that later on in the show.
okay. Yeah, I have more to add.
Hey, Brody, I do too. I do too. But, but, y'all gonna have to bear with me. I am a transgender woman. Oscar is a member of the LGBTQ community, I believe.
Yes.
Uh, I could be wrong because lately I've been wrong because there's been several people that I could have swore to you were a member of the LGBTQ community, and they'd be like, "No, girl, I'm straight," and I'm like, "You?" They'd be like, "Yeah." I'd be like, "Oh, okay, okay."
Oh, you're straight though, right?
I am a heterosexual trans woman. Yes, that's how I view myself.
So you don't have to be straight to be in the or you can be in the queer community being straight, I guess, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
It
Yes,
depends.
it
Depends how you
depends.
feel.
Yes, it depends on you. And because I don't feel like. Oh gosh, if y'all really want, okay, we're just going into the meat of the potato of the show, then I guess. So I don't feel like trans people who identify in the binary now, because there are a group of trans people who don't identify in the binary, who I absolutely classify them as LGBTQ. But I don't feel like trans people who are, I don't believe trans people are in the should be a part of the LGBTQ community truly. Now, I'm not saying that we should be kicked out of the LGBTQ community. I just feel like the G, and the B, and even the Q are all sexual identities,
Right.
whereas the T is a gender identity or a gender dysphoria. I feel like it's two different conversations, if that makes sense to anybody.
No, that makes sense to me that those are sexualities and that's a gender or involving gender, I should say, regarding.
I'm telling you, Johnny, I feel like USA. You know what? Never mind. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, but just bear with us with this. So, Oscar, there was a video that you sent me on Instagram that I want to play, and I want to talk about it. You all going to give us 15 to 20 minutes to talk about it, and then we're going to talk about gymnastics. But y'all going to give me 15 to 20 minutes to talk about this.
Okay.
Do you know what video? Yeah, you know what video I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I messaged you back. I sent it to Makayla like 3 weeks ago, and she just saw it this morning.
If you ever want to communicate with me, Instagram is the worst way possible. I barely ever check Instagram. Twitter is the best way. Even YouTube is better than Instagram.
Are you able to play, or do you need help playing it?
Uh, um, now, for this conversation, I want you all to just be honest, right? This is us. Say how you feel. If you have no opinions, good. I understand that. But I really feel like in this new modern age of LGBTQ, I feel like some lines do have to be drawn in the sand when it comes to trans people, people who identify under trans this or whatever, not non-binary people, not gender non-conforming people. I'm talking about specifically transitioning people, people who are under the trans identities.
Right. Not, but you're saying not as an umbrella term.
Not as an umbrella term now, but people who says I was people who were born one way, but then are telling the world they identify as this and they want to be respected as this. I feel like lines have to be drawn in sand, and people don't like when we have this conversation. It's a very uncomfortable conversation to have, but it's a very real conversation in this one that's needed. And, and I feel like without the video representation of what I'm going to say, it's gonna everything I'm going to say is going to sound transphobic, and y'all going to be like, "But Makayla, you're a trans woman. How could you even say some bullshit like that?" But you have to see what you have to see what I'm talking about. I do believe me and Desi, when Desi was a part of the show, who we love Desi over here. She chose to leave the show for whatever reasons she chose to leave the show for. Um, but we still love her, and she's welcome back whenever she wants to, if she wants to.
Dearly, dearly, dearly love.
Yeah. And if you watch the T.S. Madison show Fag Talk with her and her friend Craig, I think they covered this story about a month or two ago. Who I adore T.S. Madison. She's like one of my idols in this world. Are you having hard times playing it?
No, I didn't know you wanted me to play it. I asked you if you were gonna play it or if I should, and I didn't hear back.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My high ass up here is just like, why isn't Oscar playing the video? What's going on? Yes, I would love for you to find the video and play it, Fred. I'm so sorry. Miscommunication. And of course, this is a story program because trust and believe people. I've been storing my ass off after this damn tornado. Thank God for this medical marijuana card. The Lord knew what He was doing with me. And I don't have my other phone, so I might be slacking with the comments. So I'm not ignoring you all. I just don't see the comments. Hey, Brody, I didn't know you were trying to get on. We add you to friend. Hey,
Hi,
Brody, how you doing?
can you hear us?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Yeah. So, I mean, I do have something to say about the topic that y'all was just talking about, but can you, okay, so, hold on. Let me just, wait, hold on. So, a trans woman is a I know this might be stupid to
No,
like
talk
say
about
whatever,
it.
but
Let's talk about it.
so a trans woman is a male, right? That transition into a woman? Is that
For lack of, on the surface, yes. On the surface, yes. But it goes a lot point.
Cause I mean, I got something to say, but I don't want to like disrespect the whole trans community or anything. But I just feel like if you still have your like, how can I say it? Hold on. If you still have like your parts that you was born with, I feel like say, let me see. Hold on, let me just like
Take your time. Speaking to the other question you said, I feel like a relevant term would be like assigned male at birth or assigned female at birth. Because a lot of trans people, from my understanding, feel like a gender that isn't the one they were assigned at birth from as
yeah.
long as they can remember. Like that's their whole existence consciously.
Like I feel like if somebody still has like a penis or whatever, I feel like you should still be using like the guy's bathroom. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but I don't know. It's just my opinion. Like, wasn't there like a video of like a trans person slinging their dick around in like the woman and like
I
the
haven't
woman's
seen that.
Huh?
I said I haven't seen that video.
Makayla, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Wait, so why do you think that if you have a penis, you should be using the male's bathroom, even if you identify as not a man?
This is why I say that is because it's just like all like the complaining and like I feel like I don't know how to say it. Like it's hard
which
to like
complaining from
the
people
like the
misusing, like abusing that slippage, or people who just have a problem who are like anti-trans in general.
yeah that like
So you would want to appease to those people.
I don't know how to it's hard to explain it like
Did we lose Makayla? I can play the video though. Do you want to watch the video?
yeah.
Okay. Tell me if you can hear it. Or if you can't, I guess.
A transgender woman decided to take advantage.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yesterday, a man identifying as a transgender woman decided to take advantage of the system and our own community by entering the women's bathroom at a Planet Fitness and starting to shave. I don't want to make being transgender a beauty contest. I'm very aware that I'm not the most passable trans woman in the world, but we need a line drawn in the sand somewhere so things like this don't continue happening. And I already know the woke side of the trans community is not going to like my resolution, but I think trans medicalism needs to be a thing. We need to implement it into law somehow. If you aren't aware of what trans medicalism is, it basically just means you need to have gender dysphoria to be trans. The woke crowd really loves to push this narrative that you don't even have to medically transition anymore to be considered transgender. And it makes it so we have people that don't transition at all, that have never touched hormones in their life, say they're women and enter women's spaces like the bathroom or women's gyms. And unfortunately, I just don't agree with that because it creates situations like the one we're talking about today. Someone that's actually dealing with gender dysphoria, like I was, is going to go out of their way to make a medical transition. Anyone else that doesn't deal with that, that's just identifying as trans, doesn't fall into this.
I always notice that trans women that have this particular perspective typically pick on trans women when they're early on in their transition. I don't think this is a man. I think this is a trans woman that is early in her transition. And I think that this is yet another attempt at pushing conservative propaganda against trans people. Now, playing passability politics here, I think that she's a very passable trans woman. She's more passable than most. And I think that she navigates society better than most Black, brown, and indigenous trans women. All right, so let's unpack transmedicalism. Now, I noticed that she used the definition from this particular site. That's actually a college paper by a student. Because if you actually open up and read it, it says this paper. What? Which is not.
Hey, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? What? Oh,
Hi.
wait, where? Hey, take it. I will take it.
Hi.
Okay, I'm back, everybody. I'm so sorry. My phone was like tripping. Did you ever play the video?
We started it, me and Brody. Wait, is that John?
Yes, that's John. Who's on now? John Perry.
Hi, John. John, can you turn off your TV?
Hello? Sorry.
Can we watch the video again? I'm so sorry. I'm trying. I wanted to see the video.
You're so
It
good.
is-
Yes. You can.
How long you guys been on? My apologies. How long you guys been here?
Not long.
Like 30 minutes,
Not
I see now.
And half of that time, my phone has been tripping, so not long. Sorry, you guys. Tornado happened. We still have data outages. I still don't have Wi-Fi. I'm using my data on my phone, so it is what it is.
Tell me if you can't hear it.
Transgender woman decided to take advantage. Yesterday, a man identifying as a transgender woman decided to take advantage of the system and our own community by entering the woman's bathroom at a Planet Fitness and starting to shave. I don't want to make being transgender a beauty contest. I'm very aware that I'm not the most passable trans woman in the world, but we need a line drawn in the sand somewhere so things like this don't continue happening. And I already know the woke side of the trans community is not going to like my resolution, but I think trans medicalism needs to be a thing. We need to implement it into law somehow. If you aren't aware of what trans medicalism is, it basically just means you need to have gender dysphoria to be trans. The woke crowd really loves to push this narrative that you don't even have to medically transition anymore to be considered transgender. And it makes it so we have people that don't transition at all, that have never touched hormones in their life, say they're women and enter women's spaces like the bathroom or women's gyms. And unfortunately, I just don't agree with that because it creates situations like the one we're talking about today. Someone that's actually dealing with gender dysphoria, like I was, is going to go out of their way to make a medical transition. Anyone else that doesn't deal with that, that's just identifying as trans, doesn't fall into this.
I always notice that trans women that have this particular perspective typically pick on trans women when they're early on in their transition. I don't think this is a man. I think this is a trans woman that is early in her transition. And I think that this is yet another attempt at pushing conservative propaganda against trans people. Now, playing passability politics here, I think that she's a very passable trans woman. She's more passable than most. And I think that she navigates society better than most Black, brown, and indigenous trans women. All right, so let's unpack trans medicalism. Now, I noticed that she used the definition from this particular site. That's actually a college paper by a student. Because if you actually open up and read it, it says this paper. What? Which is not scientifically proven by doctors. This is not a doctor scholarly article. But let's continue. Let's look at the Wikipedia version of what transmedicalism is, since I see that she's skipping over it. Transmedicalism is the idea that being transgender is primarily a medical issue related to the incongruence between an individual's assigned sex at birth and their gender identity, which is characterized by gender dysphoria. Many transmedicalists believe individuals who identify as transgender without experiencing gender dysphoria or desiring to undergo a medical transition through methods such as hormone replacement therapy or sex reassignment surgery is genuinely not transgender. And I wholeheartedly disagree with their stance, and this is why. We focus so much on physical transition that we sometimes forget that gender dysphoria can show up in many different ways. Some trans people experience gender dysphoria mentally, emotionally, psychologically. So physical is not the only way. Every trans person does not want to be on hormones. Every trans person does not want surgery. And her side of the aisle has no right to judge any trans person that does not by creating this blueprint of what they think transness is supposed to look like. They're getting their information from a college paper and making talking points out of it. Like, you can't make this up. It goes on to say that trans medicalists are sometimes referred to as transmeds and true scum, a term coined by a user on microblogging website Tumblr, meaning true transsexual scum, which has since been reappropriated. You heard right, a Tumblr blogger coined this term. I can't. I think this side of the trans community should actually do a little bit more research and pull up scholarly articles that are proven by doctors and by science. In conclusion, in my opinion, it is her side that are pushing harmful narratives about trans women that can cause detrimental harm to our trans community by pushing this unsolicited propaganda. And as I go look on her Instagram, she says she's spreading love and authenticity. I just want to know why she's not sharing that same love to trans women who are early in their transition. All right, y'all, so what you think? Let me know in the comments.
Yesterday, a man identifying as a transgender woman decided to take advantage of the system.
Okay. As the trans person on the panel, I'm going to say some stuff, and it's going to sound very transphobic. But I absolutely 1000% agree with that white lady. I absolutely 1000% agree with that white lady. I'm so sorry, Blossom. I follow Blossom. I really, really love Blossom. And I agree with a lot of what Blossom has to say. But on this particular issue, Come on, trans community, come on, queer community, come on, come the fuck on. Like, if we as trans people keep Blossom argument is that as trans people, if we don't accept the person who went into the ladies' restroom and decided to start shaving their nuts in their face, butt ass naked in the middle of the. If we don't agree with that, then we're up here pushing conservative propaganda. And to that, I say I'm pushing it, bitch, because y'all, that side of the community is pushing liberal unimportance of trans people. Is like how they say with black people, the expectation of us always be. I don't know what the damn pop. I'm high, so I don't know what the proper term is. But you know how they say like it's racist how people expect black people to always be stupid, so that even that expectation of black people of being stupid is racism. It's you telling me as for somebody who's saying that they are trans, they have a dysphoria, they in their mind they feel like they're a woman, and in 2024, a white person don't have all the access to all the medical benefits there are in this world. Fuck medical benefits, all the clothing benefits that there are in this world. Fuck clothing benefits, all the hair benefits that there are in this world. But you telling me a bitch isn't even expected to grow their hair out if they call themselves trans? And this is the shit. This is why I don't like identifying as trans. I hate that terminology. Because trans literally doesn't mean anything anymore. Like trans doesn't like if this is what the general public accepts as trans, then I'm not trans. That's not me. There's just no way you can tell me that this person think of themselves as a woman going around the world looking like that. And then the argument that some people are going to say, well, they're homeless, Makayla. They can't. I know some homeless trans bitches that are still bad. They're still being homeless. They're still being crackhead. Still being mollyhead. Still finds it important for them to present in the world the way that they see themselves. There is just no excuse for this. And then for trans people to go around making excuses for these predators, basically, one of the things with the queer community, and I'm going to let my two queer people on the panel talk about this, is one of the things that I really love with the queer community is when the pedophile community started trying to push their way in through to that shit, it started to be like, oh, the P doesn't mean pansexual, it means pedophile. The queer community said, no, fuck that. This ain't what it is. I don't care if you feel like you was made this way, bitch. You not us. You need to go burn in hell. Nah, bitch, it ain't this. But as trans women, we don't do that. We like, oh, okay, yeah. This big grown ass man, he says he's a woman. So yeah, he should go into the nah, bitch. Nah. Mm-mm. 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 And I'm not saying that people should have to. I'm not even saying a bitch needs to be on hormones. I know some badass bitches who never took a hormone pill in their life, but you would never know it. There has to be some kind of effort, though. If you want access to these women's spaces, there needs to be some kind of effort. And without effort, I don't see it. And I don't think as a community we should be rallying behind this bullshit. John, Oscar, especially John, because I know John, you love to battle these issues all day on Twitter. What are y'all opinions?
Well, I disagree with you.
Okay.
First, let me start by acknowledging my privilege. I am a mass presenting man who is fortunate enough to not face kind of like some of the struggles that trans women face. trans women of all races. And so therefore my perspective might look a little quixotic, which basically means like romantic and idealized. I'm not kind of like, I might be accused of not being a realist about it. But what I kind of like, how I empathize with my trans brothers and sisters, I empathize it. I kind of like relate it to how my queer identity is and how my Black identity is. And I know that growing up Black, I didn't experience it so much as queer because I fit right in to the queer community or gay man community very well, easily. No one had to tell me how to be gay or what's the definition of to be gay, because I did it all. But in terms of Blackness, there was a huge like struggle with me and my identity of Blackness because people, society, Black people and people of white people had a defined definition of what it meant to look as a Black person and what it meant to look as a successful Black person. And especially from back my Black elders who went through a struggle in order to be comfortable in their own skin. Sorry, excuse me. In order to be comfortable in their own skin. And because they got, and because in the place that they are in, and because of their struggle, they felt that I should have to endure that same type of struggle with battle with, or I should have to present as how they present it. You know, my Blackness should look just like theirs. If I did it, then you should do it too. It's kind of like the mentality of it. And so I battle with that. And there's a lot of Black people who say like, well, and it's kind of very that bootstraps mentality that if I can pick myself up, then you can too. Or if I have access to these things and I did this, then why haven't you done it? You know? And if you don't present yourself, if you don't iron your clothes, if you don't if you don't present yourself coming out of the house without a bonnet or without pajamas or something like that, anything, if you aren't perfectly presentable as a Black person, you will not be taken seriously as a Black person. So when I see people policing how trans people are supposed to look and behave, those trigger my kind of like sense of defenses of the people who don't look or don't fit this mode or definition. Trans and I feel like a little bit of it, like that transness of what a mix looks to be like a trans woman, it's rooted in misogyny a little bit because you're defining yourself about what a woman should look like, and a woman needs to grow out their hair, a woman needs to dress like this, a woman needs to act like this. No.
Can I push back on that a little bit, John, before you finish? Because I just want to say this before I forget. So I hear what you're saying, but this is the critical difference that I feel like the liberal queer community really chooses to overlook, but it's the truth. And facts are still facts, even though they hurt. The fact of the matter is you were born Black, right? Yeah. So no matter what you do in this life, there's no need to try to convince people that you're Black because you're Black. At the end of the day, I and none of my other trans sisters were born biologically female. It's a hurtful statement. It's a statement that people are going to take and throw transphobia on it.
Yeah.
But it's a fact. and the fact of the matter is you were born into those spaces as a Black person, so those are your birthrights to be in those spaces.
Yeah, I didn't have to fight for it like how you have to fight for it, at least in my generation of Blackness.
Correct. And the difference is, again, as I was saying to Oscar before I got cut off, I don't believe trans people fall under the LGBTQ community, actually. I believe the L, the G, the B, the Q, and the other letters of the communities are sexual identities. I'm sorry, are sexual preferences. Whereas the T,
gender identity. But and to that point, I agree with you. But it's a coalition, just like any coalition. We formed this coalition in this community because to the world they treated us the same, and so
correct,
therefore a lot of our experiences, a lot of our culture is intertwined with each other, and that's how we
correct.
formed this community. But
I
because
100% agree with you, but the thing is, I feel like with this is where the line in the sand happens. This is where I don't feel like all the rules that apply for the other letters of the community applies for trans people. Because again, we're the only ones who have to convince. That is a part of our journey, is to
that's
convince.
part of your journey, and you're looking at it from like you're privileged and to say that you are going to commit this way. That's how you are dealing with and battling with your gender dysphoria. That doesn't mean the woman who was in the Planet Fitness is battling a different way. They are coping with their gender dysphoria in a completely different way. Now,
Well,
one more second before we start policing what people's transness looks like, I'm policing what people's acceptability looks like. Like people do not have to look like what you think they should be looking like in order for them to be validated and accepted.
and see, and this is where again I feel like
that's not you. I'm talking about the cis world. I'm talking about these cis women and these cis men who think like, oh, because you're not passable or something like that. And I think that has infected the trans community as well, because they think in order to be passable, in order to get to a place where they're comfortable with their identity, they have to do all this work. They have to put in work or something like that. No, my gender dysphoria doesn't require work. My gender dysphoria is as it is, and I'm dealing with it as I can deal with it. But like you said, I was born female. I'm talking if I was a trans woman, but like you said, I was born female. So therefore, I have access to these female and woman spaces. And if I didn't work on my gender dysphoria, if I work on my gender presentation to look like you want it to look like, that's none of your business.
No, I thoroughly disagree. I thoroughly and completely disagree. I thoroughly and this is why. Unlike being gay, where because you are gay, that doesn't still change the fact that you were born male. So you still are in these male spaces. You're just a lot of the time in these male spaces, and they tend to be queer male spaces or whatever. Yeah. The difference is, as a trans woman, you can call yourself whatever you want to, honey. You can call yourself whatever you want to. But this is why passing is a thing. This is why, again, I really feel like when it comes to trans people, the other letters of the community need to step back and let us handle this, because what you all are doing is causing the other side of the trans community lives to be in danger, because we never used to have these issues with bathrooms.
And the issues did not come from the community. The issues came from outside. They didn't come from anywhere in the inside. What they have done.
But this is why, John. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off.
No,
but
go ahead.
I'm very passionate about this. But this is why. With trans people, we are the only. Yes, I do feel like cis people do play a part in our transitions, because let me tell you this. This is how I knew I was passable enough to start using the women's bathroom. I told this story before. I'm going to tell it again. I was about 25, 24, 26, or whatever, somewhere around that age. Because from the ages of, I want to say like 17, 18 to about 23, 24. I was transitioning, but I didn't realize what I was doing. I just was doing what came naturally to me, right? If you asked me, was I transitioning, I would look at you and tell you, no, girl, I'm a boy. But I had hair, I had titties, I was transitioning. I just didn't realize it or whatever. But what happened is I would still use the men's bathroom, but then it got to a point where I just couldn't use the men's bathroom because I just couldn't use the men's bathroom. But I still didn't feel comfortable enough using the women's bathroom. So I will never forget I was at Target and I had to pee so badly. I was standing there pacing. But at Target, they always have the women's bathroom on the right side and the men's bathroom on the left side. And some Targets have a family bathroom in the middle, but this Target didn't. Normally, I would just use the family bathroom. So I was just pacing. So this older white lady came up to me and was like, "Oh, honey, I get so confused with these bathrooms too. Please come here. Let me show you how to use the women's bathroom." And she literally took my hand.
Queen. Oh my God, that queen. Love her.
And guided me into the women's bathroom.
I love her.
And from that point on, I knew I was past for enough to use the women's bathroom. I no longer had to be confused about which.
What do you mean she clocked you?
Huh?
She clocked you. But what she said is that it doesn't matter what you are a woman and you use a woman's washroom. But she did clock you.
However you want to see that story. She told me
you. She clocked you, did she not? Did she not?
I don't feel like she clocked me. I feel like she thought I was just confused about which bathroom to use. And she told me, and she just was like,
why
okay.
Why would she think you were confused? I'm not trying to change the story of your narrative, but there definitely is. So she was an ally. She saw that you were trans and that you were confused about what is appropriate for you to go. And she says, with your words, she said, let me teach you how to use a woman's restroom.
I'm so sorry. That's not what she said.
Okay.
That's the impression I got. She just took my hand and guided me into the women's bathroom. It wasn't that deep of a conversation. My mind.
Okay, but why would she believe that you get confused with the restrooms as well?
I have no idea, but see, either she knew I was trans and was telling me to go to the women's bathroom, or she thought I was confused. Either way, she was telling me I was past for enough to go to the women's bathroom.
She wasn't making a judgment on your passability. What she was doing,
however you want to put it. She was telling me I was past for. I was good enough to use the women's bathroom.
That's what I feel like you. That's how I feel like you approach this. Like there is a good enough somehow, and validity from these fucking cis.
But John, this is the gag. Yeah, because if the women don't feel comfortable with you using the women's bathroom, then that's an issue. I also don't feel like if you're walking around here with a whole beard, if you're literally shaving your first of all, this is what I don't understand.
And let's please not correlate predators to trans people. Like they exist predators and they exist in every gender and every sex. But that doesn't this person was not shaving their balls in a locker room, and this person was minding their own business and enjoying the space. But
were they minding their own business, John? Were they?
Yes.
See, and this is the other part of this. This is the other part.
You assume by the way that they look there, somehow they're a predator, which is
why were you in the women's? Why were you there naked?
She wasn't in there naked. He was fully dressed. She wasn't walking around with her.
Oh wait. Am I confusing the story? You're right. But still.
But there are predators who take advantage of trans identity. Yes, I agree with you that, and there have been some like that. The trans woman in the spa in LA who was just those are predators. Kick them the fuck out. They don't belong in any bathroom.
But see, in this case, my question is this, because I've been trans and I've been homeless.
It's not about like
I'm going to consider myself
women look
homeless.
like that. You know, cis women look like the way that woman looks like, that trans woman looks like. You know that, right?
No.
There are cis women in there. Now you're policing how women in general can behave and look in public.
I'm not. But I'm saying, no, they don't.
Yes, they do. There's literally pictures of the whole Australian rugby team, or not the New Guinea rugby team, look like a fucking pack of dudes. But they're cis women. That's because they didn't hold themselves to the standards of these Western culture standards that women can only look and behave this way.
Question: If my question is, why is it? Because when I wasn't passable enough to use the women's restroom, I just didn't use the women's restroom. Why is it so important for these people who choose on purpose not to try to live in gender norms, and gender binaries, to then oppose themselves on other people?
That's none of your concern or your business, though.
It is when they are then trying to, because a lot. Okay, have you ever? No, you haven't. I have. I have been harassed by these non-binary trans women who didn't try to fuck you on the low, or who talk to you weird.
Predators. Those are predators. So do not conflate them with trans women, though. Those are predators, and they exist all over the place. Protect these spaces from predators, but not trans women are not predators.
And how do you tell the difference?
The predators will make themselves known, and it's like and the trans women are the trans woman. But the thing is, like, it's like the same thing as correlation as a person who's like a white person who's saying, well, how do I know that the black person is not going to try to steal my wallet when I walk past them? So therefore, I'm just going to be protective just in case.
Oscar,
just in case.
Oscar, I feel like me and John are taking out the conversation. Friend, Oscar, please speak. Oscar, you been there? Oscar, did you say fuck this shit?
So here, I'm sharing this right here. This is a New Guinea rugby team, right? These are all women. These are all cisgender women.
Okay.
And they look exactly like that trans woman did.
But guess what? The difference is, John.
Cisgender woman right there. That's a cisgender woman.
Guess what the difference is? And this is why I'm going to always say no. If somebody was to ever say, bitch, I think you're a man, they could always pull their pussies out and be like, bitch.
Well, that is completely invasive. It's completely wrong. And as a society, you think I'm a woman? Fuck you. You do not have the authority or the responsibility to even I don't have to prove myself to you, my womanhood to you. I don't have to prove my manhood to you. Who are you? And that's indecent and it's disrespectful.
This is why I disagree with you, and this is why I feel like that's the queer mentality popping out, because
it completely cannot be the queer mentality. It's a male mentality. It's a male.
If you don't ever want to enter into women's spaces, you could be whatever kind of woman you want to be in your mind. But when you want to enter into the real world, into the real society that we live in, and then you visit, and then people can look at you and see, nah, sir, I just don't.
Makayla, what you other trans people are doing is that you have walked a different path, and you walked a different time of your transition came at a different time when transness awareness wasn't as so prevalent as it is today. And because of that, your struggle is different. And your trans experience, what do you feel like coming of age, your trans puberty, like in your community and the people around you, your peers, all look one type of way. So therefore, you see transness as this way. But transness
see people who say that they are who say they are who wants okay, here it goes. I see people who say they want the identity of transness. I see very few people who say they want the identity of womanhood. And I think that is a complete and two totally different things.
Yeah. And all trans looks different, and like all queer looks different, and all gay looks different. There's no kind of definition of what it looks like to be
trans. Cool.
What?
But that you want to be trans, I don't feel like just being trans should gain you access into women's spaces.
And they just you were born a woman as well. Like you admit that you were born a woman. So these spaces are your spaces as well since birth, no matter what your transition looked like. What you were doing, you were transitioning passability for yourself, and you were also transitioning passability for others around you, for the comfort and others around you. And what I'm saying is fuck the comfort of other people around you. Who cares what they
I don't think you can really speak to that though if you're not actually like suffering and living the experience of that.
But what I can say is how I can relate to it and how I empathize with it is I was about to bring up. It's like my relatedness is about like my blackness, because people, community, generations and generations tell me this is how you could be a black man. Until someone says, "Fuck what you heard about being a black man. Be your fucking self. Identify how you identify and present how you want to identify. And if they don't like it, fuck them. But just be loud." And take up space.
Don't you feel like that's like something you can encourage other people to do, but not force them to do? Like that's
correct.
An autonomous decision.
Correct. And I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. But what I'm saying is that your reality does not impact how I live my life, and your reality does not impact how other trans people live their lives.
Oh, I so thoroughly disagree. I so thoroughly disagree with that, and that's where I'm saying that.
Welcome to disagree, but it doesn't change your way that you feel about it doesn't dictate what policy is.
Yes, it does, and this is why. Like I was saying, up until this new
can John explain what he means by that? Though?
Up until this new definition of what transhood is, trans people never had issues with bathrooms. Trans people never had issues with certain things. All these laws have
this issue on transness, though. This issue was fabricated, manufactured, and literally specifically to be a wedge issue after 2015. Like they manufactured this.
The gag is too many trans, quote unquote, trans people are up here being the wedge, are being the gag, are being the examples for the conservatives.
They're just being themselves, and they should be allowed to be.
Those are the examples that the conservatives are using to pass laws against bitches like me. So there again, I thoroughly disagree with you.
I can understand what you're saying is that conservatives are using you as catalysts in order to be prejudicial and to be bigotry towards me. So therefore, your existing in the way that you are existing is impacting me. That might be the case, but that is not the fault of these people existing. That's the fault of bigotry and racism. Bigotry and transphobism. Not of these people existing. Because if people accept
it, if they're part of the community, wouldn't they want to consider other people?
I can't consider other people when I'm identifying as my true self. I really can't. The only person who matters is myself. And I can figure out how I'm impacting people around me. With my identity, I have to at first consider and respect my identity first and live my truth.
So why don't then the LGBTQ community accept the pedos who sits there and say that this is how they were born, and they say all the same shit that the damn gay people say?
I've been in the queer community and an advocate in the queer community for over 40 years now. Not 40 years, but like at least 20 years now, right? Pedophilia that is also like a fucking psyop. That is I've never come across a pedophile who has come to say, "Oh, I want to be living openly and free as a pedophile." No, that doesn't exist. This is a psyop.
But see, John, yes, they were trying. When after gay marriage passed,
is identifying
themselves as a pedophile. Very hard for a good 2 or 3 years.
No,
but
that's ops. That's what that's trying to do is like people who are anti-queer and anti-LGBT are trying to like, oh, look, see, this is what we told you. They're accepting pedophiles now. No, that's not at all.
John, but it's the same. Oh my God, it's the exact same thing, John. When it comes to trans people, when it comes to this shit right here, it's the exact same shit. And for y'all not to see it as the exact same shit is my problem. It's the exact same thing, John.
Is not, what you're comparing to? You're comparing a pedophile to the way that trans woman was existing in her own skin comfortably.
I'm comparing the effects on the gay community that the pedo community tries to infiltrate. Also with this, because back in the day, these people would not call themselves trans. They would call themselves cross-dressers, and they would keep moving on with life, and they would have nothing to do with our community. But because they have seen the benefit,
but their existence has nothing to do with the impact of way some other third party is treating you. Fix how that third party is treating you.
Yes, because they are finding words and redefining things that have always been defined for generations, and now are calling themselves trans and are putting themselves.
They've always been trans for generations. That's who they've been. Just because we define it as something differently, they've always been trans. We might have defined it something different. We might have called them something differently, but they've always been trans. And now that they come to
but their existence has never affected our existence before, and now it does.
Maybe it's not. You're right, because there's the bigotry and the transphobia is high right now. I understand that, but that is not the responsibility, or is not the problem of those people who are existing in their own identity the way that they know how. They're just trying to live their lives.
Yes, it is. When them trying to live their lives now are affecting my life, it is not an issue.
Okay, so address the person who is affecting. Address the person who's directing that hate towards you, not the people who are existing in their lives. That's like saying.
Wait, John, let me ask Makayla a question.
Go ahead. Sorry, my apologies.
It's interesting what you're saying.
I can't hear you.
Do you know if the person in that video is like if they self-identified as a trans woman, or if people are just calling them that, like assuming? Because I'd be curious if your feelings would be different if, say, someone had interviewed them and they were like a cross-dresser, not a trans woman.
There's another video where it was this white lady and
at the pink dress on. I mean the yellow dress on or something like that.
Yeah, she actually confronted the person.
Yeah,
and
the hat, right?
Yeah, and the person was like, "I'm a trans woman. I deserve to be in this bathroom." And the lady,
she wasn't like that. The lady was scared. The trans woman was scared as hell. She was like, "Oh my God, you're confronting me." I was literally just washing my hands. Like she was like, "I don't know what to do. I'm a trans woman, and this is my space. That's why I'm here. But I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to be comfortable." And
there's definitely more than one of those videos. I've seen like more.
But I think the one you're talking about is the one at a university. At Charlotte, at a university in Charlotte, or something like that.
Most of the ones I've seen start with the cis woman who's filming. They ask the other person who's filming, they're like, "Why are you in here?"
Correct.
And that's crazy. Like that's the most uncomfortable thing ever for that person that trans woman to experience when they're literally just existing. Now, if this person was walking around like nude and shaving their balls, yes, there's something wrong with that. Because even in the women's locker room, women don't walk around shaving their fucking pussies.
I think if they weren't butt naked, they were in like a towel or something. It was something awful. But can we play the video again? Because they showed a picture of what they had.
She was go ahead, play it. But she's not. Definitely, I went to a Twitter war with this. The lady was not. She's fully dressed. She's fully. She has a black spaghetti strap. She has a black spaghetti strap and some black pants. Makayla, the vitriol, and the hate that you're being presented with would still exist were not for these non-passable trans people. Do you understand that? It would still exist. In 2016, with the HR whatever, something like that, the trans bathroom bill in North Carolina didn't come out of the blue because of some non-passable people were trans women were trying to get access to the bathrooms. It was the way that had been, and even still, the status quo. They still had found some way to present that they have a problem with it.
I feel like a lot of these people still are purposely doing this stuff to create attention to themselves.
She was not trying to create attention. She's literally just existing her life. And I feel like you're excusing the behavior of those horrible bigots.
I feel like if she was really trans, she would have used the male restroom.
Oh my God. You're policing transness now?
No, I feel like a lot of trans people, especially the Caucasian ones, no offense, Oscar.
Oscar's Caucasian?
I think Oscar's white, or
can you let Oscar back in? He can't. He's in the. Look like he's in the room.
He's not here.
He's in the chat, but he can't get in. I don't know. He's
okay. I'm so sorry, Oscar. I'm so sorry, okay. Oscar. Hi, Brody.
Hey, Brody.
Oh, we finna have a chat. Go ahead, Oscar.
What was I gonna say?
But I just wanted to make a point here. Is that they don't like you. They don't like trans people, and that has nothing at all to do with these non-passable trans people.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Exacerbating it, the bigotry, but their bigotry will still exist without confronting these non-passable people and trying to set transsexualism or transmedicalism as a set in stone law. They will still they're not gonna fly for that. They just don't. They need something to hate you with, and this is what they did.
But again, unlike the queer community, where the goal is to go against the grain, the trans community, in my mind, like you say, the way I grew up,
they want to assimilate.
It is the past. That's the goal was never growing up was never to be trans. The goal was to be a fucking woman, right? The goal was to live life as a woman. The goal was to. Now, for me, I never felt like the goal was to have a sex change or none of that deal. But
you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. That shouldn't be the only way to live as a That's like the goal of a queer man was to somehow just hide it or to themselves, right? You want to be possible. Transness in itself. You know what people are? My theory of why if transness if we accepted that women and men can look however the hell they want to, that gender dysphoria would go down so much because we would understand that the way that that women have penises and men have penises and women have breasts, men have breasts, we would accept that, and then you would find solace and closure within your own body the way it looks, and also understand that there's a disconnect in gender. Because there wouldn't be no disconnect because men would look like this and women look like this. We all look like different ways. So there's no if there was multiple definitions of what a woman looks like, then you wouldn't feel a need to be passable.
Can I ask you a question, John? And then I'm going to let Oscar and Brody have the floor for a second.
Yeah, sorry.
If a person was like, I'm gay, I'm 50 years old, but I've never had sex with another man before, but I'm gay, What would you say to them?
I would feel. I don't know. I would say welcome. I'm glad you are here, and you're you're still valid, and you're still who you are is beautiful.
Wait, what? How do you feel about that, Makayla? Like, what's so scandalous about that? Are they a virgin?
No, not just that they're a virgin. They're saying that they're gay, but they're also saying that they don't even have an attraction to other men, but they want to identify as
What? You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
Yeah, that's a
gay.
different story.
It's all about their attraction.
You
Oh,
think
okay.
you think you're asking me how would I feel about people identifying as queer who basically don't. I'm not here to police. Like you identifying as gay does not redefine my gayness.
The
I know
beauty
exactly
of
what
what I
you mean.
want is that like everyone gets to decide for themselves, and it's really not
Yeah,
my business.
exactly. If you want to present as gay this way and not be attracted to man, I don't care. That doesn't change my gayness. But that's also a place of privilege. I get that where my position is coming from a place of privilege, and what I'm hoping for is that we all get to the point where your trans identity does not get affected by another person's trans identity. My
I
gayness
hope so too.
doesn't look because there was a time when even being openly gay, you have to look and you have to act a certain way in order to be acceptable amongst the straights.
Very true.
And eventually, as more people start coming out and realizing like gay can look any way you want to look, you can be a gay actor, but only if you act straight or something like that. Now you just be your fucking self in your gay identity.
Very true.
And having you come across we're in the same generation, I believe, in Makayla. He said, "Oh my God, I don't like this guy that he's giving a gay man a bad name because he's too flamboyant." And
Oh
I
yeah.
this is myself from when I say that I'm gay, I'm not that gay. I'm this gay. Shut up. Come get over yourself. And it's the same. I feel it's the same way with trans identities.
I thoroughly disagree. Hey Oscar, hey Brody, please chime in on the conversation. Me and John has really been arguing about this thing for like the last 30, 45 minutes. Please, somebody else.
Mm, I don't think I have anything independent to add.
Um,
I liked listening.
um, I I really don't have anything else to add. I just want to say in conclusion before we move on. Um, I'm not trying to police anybody's identity. I feel like people should be whoever the hell they want to be. And if that's the angle that y'all hearing, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I am trying to say though is that for trans people, I'm sorry, I do feel like what the public sees is important. And if the public don't see it for you, maybe try harder. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Do you think it's just like a generational thing?
I believe it is.
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is. And I do think it's a survival thing because for my generation of trans people, it was survival. You had to pass. If you didn't pass, people would kill you. It's still like that now, but lesser.
But the same thing doesn't that we the future that we want to lead to doesn't look like that, Makayla.
True, but I also feel like it's wrong for us to also be like, I'm a woman, I'm a woman. But then the actual cisgender woman be like, no, you make me uncomfortable. I don't feel comfortable. I
See,
also don't feel like that's fair either.
the cisgender women that I know and the cisgender women that like who raised me, right, would not care if the trans woman looked like that was in their space. And they would that the cisgender, my mom, my grandmother, my sister, my trans aunt would do the same thing that woman did for you at Target, right? And they would expect me to be an advocate for trans rights, and they would so it's the bigots. And if you look at that video and the pictures of that trans woman in the locker room at Planet Fitness, the only person who had a problem with it was some bigot. All the other girls in there did not care. If you want to use your bigotry, if you want to use this as a platform to express your bigotry, go.
I mean, did any of them stand up for her?
Yes.
Okay.
That the lady who filmed, and I mean, at least in this one instance from this video, the lady who filmed was a person who got kicked out of the locker room, and it was a person who got kicked out of the Planet Fitness.
And the other cis women were like trying to intervene?
Yes. They were uncomfortable with her using her camera in the bathroom.
Oh, they were all trying to kick her out. I was like asking, they tried to stop her from being kicked out.
No, everybody was cool with the trans person in the bathroom except for the one lady, and the Planet Fitness people kicked the one lady out, and now she's suing Planet Fitness.
Correct, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
did not get that.
Yeah, so everyone stood up for the trans woman in the bathroom, and the other person, and the cis woman was like expecting the other woman to be like rally with her. They're like, nope, we're not on your side here.
Wow.
But
That's the first story I've heard like that.
So no one was uncomfortable with this trans woman looking the way that she did in this restroom, except for that bigot. And she was, and doesn't matter if there was any trans woman, passable or not, if she caught an inkling, and even cis women get harassed if they don't look too feminine in these spaces.
They do.
So it's not like it's not just a trans thing. They're just looking for a reason to hate, and they're not going to these passive. The more passable you are, it's not going. I mean, these non-passable people are not existing anymore. It's not going to stop their hate. Attack their hate. Don't attack these other trans people just living their lives.
Nah, sis. Nah. Take that fish food.
Look at this lady was existing. She was minding her own business, and some lady came from out of the blue, came up in a place where she thought she expected privacy, and shove a camera in her face and make her. No one else had a problem. But this, you gonna come shove a camera in my face and make me validate my existence to you?
You better learn how to wear gaffs, bitch. You better wear a gaff. A bitch would never know your teeth. I'm gonna teach. One day I'm going to teach y'all how to wear a gaff. And save y'all lots of heartache.
They will never know. Makayla, they will never know. I'm going to be snatched.
Not with the gaff, baby. You just put that gaff on, you put some panties on, bitch. You gonna walk around, they're gonna think you grandma bitch, baby.
This shouldn't be this defined like a definition of what this is the only way that you can be a woman. No.
But see, I disagree with that because this is the theory difference. This is the theory difference, right? I also feel because so many of these trans people gain access to women's spaces using their male privilege, and that really bothers me.
I can see that. I mean, that's a point. Like you come into this kind of like, so you come into these spaces with this male privilege that you had before, and you bring that as well, you know, and you're disrespecting that. You know? I can see that. Because
I had to listen to my cisgender sisters with this, and I 100% as a woman, not as a trans person, as a woman, I hear this, and I acknowledge it and hear this. It's like, already we get told what to do by men all the damn time, and we really have no power to do it. And then in these one spaces that we're supposed to feel comfortable at, right? Not you, Makayla, not you, other trans person, but it's a certain group of trans people who aren't there yet, and we don't feel comfortable with them being there. And y'all are making it seem like
do you think your sister would have felt uncomfortable with you 20 years ago, going into the women's restroom?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't believe they would. They understood that you're a woman, and that's what is your space.
Absolutely, and I personally feel like the way they just, maybe not this case, but in these cases in general, the way they impose themselves into these women's spaces, it feels like there's no womanhood there. It's just
there's their space, Makayla. Like the same argument was made for segregation as well. The same argument was made. Like I am white woman, do not feel comfortable changing with a black woman. I did. That's just not how I felt comfortable. And you can't force me to be comfortable around black women.
I hear that. I hear that argument. It just feels different to me.
Can I ask one question? Can you acknowledge that your position might come from a place of privilege? I'm not forcing you. That was a leading question. Does your position come?
I would acknowledge my position comes from a place of survival.
Okay. And how you look on the other side. I'm not saying how you got to where you are, but where you are today is a place of privilege to people who are not passable, who still are trans and still have that high anxiety and depression from that gender dysphoria, and they're just looking to just exist. They don't want eyes on them. They really don't. Just like you didn't want eyes on you.
But see, this is the difference. I didn't want eyes on me, so I did the things I needed to do to get the attention off of me. I don't understand why they won't do the things they need to do to get their attention.
They shouldn't be required to do anything. Just stop looking. Stop putting attention on me.
And then that makes me be like, well, then you have no dysphoria. And
how do you know? How do you know? Looking at me and I have no dysphoria. How do you know that?
Dysphoria.
Your dysphoria looked one way. Mine dysphoria would look the same way as yours.
Dysphoria is a very crippling thing.
I can imagine. I've never had it, but I can imagine. But I also know my gayness, it doesn't look one way, and just because my gayness doesn't look one way.
I know some very homeless, like straight up homeless.
They have different priorities, sis. They have different priorities, and they have different, like, the way that they cope with their dysphoria is different than how this trans woman cope with their dysphoria.
And again, it just gives off male privilege to me, in my opinion.
When you look at cis women who look more masculine than I do and beautiful in their own right, who look more masculine as I do, and they just exist in their own skin, how can I say that, like, my gender dysphoria is not saying, I just acknowledging the fact that I am a woman and I can be a woman looking like the way that I do, because there are women who look like me, and that is beautiful.
Well,
why am I trying to conform to this idea of what a beautiful woman looks like as a trans person? Because, like, that, in order to feel like, no, my gender dysphoria I believe gets absolved simply by acknowledging my identity and living my truth. That doesn't mean I have to grow my hair out or wear a gaffing penny or put on a push-up bra. No.
And this is where I would say that this is why I don't like the terminology of trans, because what you're saying is the absolutely definition of what trans is, and I 1000% don't identify with that in no way, shape, or form at all. I would rather y'all call me a tranny than to call me a trans woman because my transition doesn't mean anything is humanly possible. It's a very clear and defined path, and I don't. Mm-mm.
Transness is beautiful. I believe that I find beauty in transness. I find beauty in that identity, no matter what it looks like, and it's a spectrum. It looks like a spectrum. So I don't feel like there's one way to be a trans woman or be a trans man. I feel like it's all beautiful, and I am here to validate whatever experience that you're going through. Not just you. I'm talking about you colloquially. I mean, collectively. What you are going through, your identity, present as who you are, and
Oh
I'm going
yeah,
to be in it.
do you, bruh, sis, sib,
To you.
do you?
I can I like can we approach the can I encourage us to approach other people's experiences from a place of kindness and love though, instead of always looking at them for the most evil or caustic or malicious behavior. I mean, wait. Can we just look at them as like kind with love and kindness, as instead of like saying, "Oh, you're here for attention. You're here to be a predator. You're here to. You're not really going through what I'm going through." They're, look at them for like people struggling through something, and they're just looking for to be the to just to be.
I will give you. I can look at these situations with more optimism and caution, because
What did you expect that trans woman to do though? To cripple with to go into the men's restroom where she doesn't feel comfortable there? What exactly did you in this situation? This trans woman in this locker room. What would have been appropriate in your eyes, looking the way that she does?
if this person was going into the women's restroom to shave their face, which is exactly what they were doing.
Women shave their face. Women shave their face. These are things that women do in the locker room, in their locker rooms.
Some women do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Of course, I thought that was implied, but some women do this. Some women don't shave their face, and some women just have facial hair, and that's beautiful as well.
I feel like they should use females basketball. Yes, that's how I feel.
Okay, yeah, I feel they should use whatever they were comfortable with, and it looks like they were. Everyone else in that restaurant was comfortable with them, except for one person. So,
I mean, and in this situation, that's cool for them and their friends. I'm not saying that. I just I just I just
is there another topic? I hope
I,
so.
I just clearly don't agree with the because I say I'm a woman now I should have access to women's spaces. That feels very so much like male privilege to me. And I could never I hear what you say, John.
It works in reverse too. I really hate that people put trans identity as like there are more trans men than there are trans women, and like,
absolutely. But see, this is the bad. But this
I
is
hate
the
that
bad.
people boil down trans identity to like just trans
But
women.
this is the sad part. This is also fact. You all as men don't give a damn. It's the damn cisgender women who care.
We don't care.
And
Come to my
that's
space.
why men don't have these issues.
But
And this
also,
is
like, it's crazy too because like I'm in queer spaces, all the time, and restrooms in queer spaces are a different beast. Like we don't care. Like go where you
no.
feel comfortable. There are cis women, there are cis men, there are trans. Like you in both bathrooms because when we go to a venue, we take over both whatever the bathrooms are. Just go where you need to go.
And you know why else I have a different point of view? Oscar asked me this question earlier, and it just hit me. I also, if I'm just being honest, I know I'm a part of the LGBTQ community, but I really don't identify myself as queer.
You can't
I
tell.
really
You
look,
can't tell.
I do look at myself as heterosexual. Um, so
Brendan, that doesn't happen though. You're right. The girl should not have to walk into a bathroom and see a nigga shaving his nuts. No one should be shaving their private parts in a public bathroom. That male or female. That does, but to conclude, to assume that that's what people
Some
are
people
doing.
would have to.
What's that?
I just said that some people would have to shave in public bathrooms.
I mean, I'm not sure about. I think if you were at least if you're in a public bathroom, you needed to shave your crotch. I'm pretty sure. I would hope that you would go to a stall for a little bit more privacy.
but this is why I question that person. Even what they were doing, you could have did that in the stall, sis, and
They
nobody would
weren't
have.
doing nothing that another cis woman wouldn't be doing.
A
Do
cis
you have a
woman.
problem? Do you have a problem? Would you have a problem with a cis woman shaving her facial hair?
I don't think a cis woman would take a whole ass can of shaving cream and a straight razor to her face. Like it would look different. It's like even when like trans women, like I have an issue with trans women who refuse to sit down and pee because bitch, you think that people can't hear you pissing?
You gatekeeping trans identity.
You call it gatekeeping, I call it protecting. But goddamn it, fuck it, yeah.
But what I'm saying is fight those people who are fight the bigots. Don't fight your trans brothers and sisters who happen to look differently than what you do.
I'm not fighting y'all. I'm just saying.
No, my apologies. I used the wrong word. But like,
No, you're good. You're good. No, I understand what you're saying. I'm not fighting y'all, sisters and brothers. What I'm saying is, there's a different walk of life that y'all could so easy. And it's not even. I'm not even talking about taking hormones. I'm not even talking about having surgeries. I'm talking about simple stuff like choosing to dress to your body type.
that woman did actually. She was wearing her outfit was feminine.
It was not.
She was wearing I don't know what men you know. I mean, maybe I don't know. The queer people do, but this girl was wearing a black spaghetti strap and black yoga pants
With no tuck.
I'm not looking at someone's dick. I'm not looking at someone's pussy when I'm judging them. Like, come on. I'm not doing that. And the fascination and like the infatuation.
But see, John, if I can, but if you can see it, then you know. Oh my God. Okay. I feel like we're just going around in circles now, and I want to talk about. I didn't want to be a bitch.
I think we can talk about something else.
But oh my God, like it's just. I hear your point, John. I'm going to end this with I hear your point, my friend. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just feel like we have two totally and completely ideas of what the word transitioning means. Because to me, the word transitioning means change. So if there's no change, there's no transition. So at the end of the day,
do you feel like you have to transition in order to be transgender?
yes.
Okay.
To me, the word trans isn't short for transgender. To me, the word trans is short for a transition. When I'm saying I'm a
Transition
trans
from
woman,
birth, the identity is a birth in which you were assigned to the birth in which you identify. I mean, to the identity in which you identify now.
Correct. When I'm saying I'm a transformer, that means I changed into a woman. Not that I'm trans. Nah.
Oh, I'm trans.
But that's just me. That's just me. Thank you all for indulging with us in this. I really want to talk about this so very much. I can't believe we spent a whole hour and a half on this.
Yay!
But it was
I'm glad we
important.
got to talk about it then.
I am too.
I didn't know
I
what I was
am,
walking into. I was like, when I turned on the live, I was like, what is this?
but you
I'm not
guys,
used to dealing with that in my night job.
I know.
I deal with
I-
these Twitter transfers all day long.
So, you guys, are y'all ready for the meat and potatoes? Back to gymnastics?
Okay, can we before we can I transition it into gymnastics?
Sure.
Can we give like golf claps for my girl Gabby? Who did we expect her to be at nationals? Did we thought she was going to drop out?
No.
Oh.
Wait, it's not too late.
Shut up, Oscar.
She's not Miley Lou. She's going to national.
Miley Lou had back surgery. I had a back.
Miley Lou is injured. Gabby's
She was
not
injured.
Don't be
I know,
fucking
oh my
rude.
God. First trans people can look a certain way. Now Miley Lou can't have a back injury.
I didn't know she had a back injury. I just thought she didn't want to go to the championship up there. I'm so sorry about it. So what we're gonna do is our because we don't do
list.
we don't do power rankings over here. We don't do power rankings over here. That's for other podcasts and other YouTubers. What we do is watch parties. We're going to talk about the 20 gymnasts that you all need to look out for going into this national championships. Oscar has compiled a list, and we're just going to break it down. We're going to talk about where his list falls, if I agree or disagree with where his list falls. And it's going to be a fun time. And then we're going to talk about the preview to national championships and these 2 sessions. Because USA Gymnastics, don't be stealing my ideas and not giving me credit for it, bitch. I need y'all to put Makayla Loves Gymnastics said, and this is how we did it.
What did your impact influence this time?
Because I've been saying that for this year, it feels like the senior team is divided up into 2 squads. There are the real seniors, and there are the seniors that are really juniors, but they're just age eligible to be seniors. And that's exactly the way they divided up the sessions. Hey, Gymnastics.
But it's not exactly because they did release criteria. They explained how they were split up.
They explained how they stole my idea. That's right.
But it wasn't the junior thing.
I know.
How did they do it? How did they split them up?
I'm looking for it right now. They said the criteria to be in session 2, you have to have one of these 3 things. You have to be an Olympic, World, or Pan American Games team member, or you would have to be a current national team member given an international assignment in 2024, or you would have to be an athlete who finished in the top 20 at the Core Hydration Classic in the all-arounds. So I don't think it's scandalous. I just think it's like different and not necessarily better. I don't think it's necessary. Because I think they should have, a lot of the girls in session 2, like shouldn't, or session 1, sorry, wouldn't be at nationals if the qualifying score was higher like it normally is.
Yes. They did make the qualifying score very low just to make sure Gabby and Sweeney both qualified.
I don't think they did it that way. They wanted more people there, and I think that's what happened. Not enough people had qualified by the midpoint when they did it.
Because they saw that not enough of their girls could reach that score they had set.
Yeah.
I
They
hope for Gabby.
overestimated themselves.
Correct.
Again.
So, everybody. So we're gonna end off with that because I have opinions, but I really want to get to this watch party and off this list because I feel like y'all gonna make us talk about nationals and we're never gonna get to this. So give us 10 minutes. Well, probably longer than this because I'm gonna disagree with Oscar's list.
Okay, I was like, it could be shorter if we agree.
It can be shorter if we agree though.
Just agree with me.
Also, you were gonna share your list again, right?
Well, I already did my list, but I could
I did my list also. So
okay,
I
well, yeah.
tweaked the bottom half of my list actually since the show.
I'm just making up the last 5 people because I really don't know, like, outside of those 15 girls. But I do have 3 other people I think y'all should look out for. So,
I'll go
who is your number?
first.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want to do it number by number?
Sure.
Okay, 1 is Simone.
Let's go from 20 up. Because clearly.
Oh, but what about, okay. So the 3 girls, I want to mention the girls that aren't on my 20, who would be 23, 22, 21.
Okay.
Marissa Neal, who won session 1 at the US Classic. 22, Nola Matthews, who is a consistent all-around gymnast. 21 is Caitlin Jong, who has consistent execution, but her difficulty is wavering. If she brings back her full difficulty, she would be in my top 20. My number 20 gymnast is Addison Fada.
Oh, wow. Okay. My number 20 gymnast is Kamari Williams.
Ooh, okay. I thought about her. I think she needs time. More time than to
Time,
make
but
this
she is
team.
somebody I think they should watch for in this Olympic cycle to see how well or where if she's really
Truly, next cycle.
if she's an elite contender or if she's just an NCAA girl.
My list is basically made about this 2024 Olympics. So that's why she's not on mine.
My list are people you should watch for heading into this Olympic cycle, but my top 10 are my top 10 people who I think are actually gonna make the team, or who actually have a shot of making the team.
Okay. My list is also has 4 sections. I mentioned this last time, but the first is the locks. The second is the girls who are likely to make the team, and the third are the girls who have an outside shot and should be invited to trials, in my opinion. And then the fourth don't need to go to trials as of now.
Okay.
So who's your 19?
My 19th would be Nola Matthews.
Okay, my 19 is Reese Esponda.
That's a good one. My 8.
No, you go.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. My 18th is where I'm putting my Addison Theta at.
Right. 18 for me is Simone Rose.
That's a good. That's a good one. She's not on my list, but that's a good one.
17 for me is Hesley Rivera. I think she needs more time, but because she fell 3 times at the Classic. It's a lot to do, and I don't think she needs to rush anything.
My number 17 is Madaray Johnson.
Okay.
I don't think she's a contender yet, But she reminds me a lot of the Italian girl. Oh gosh,
Yes.
Manila, and I think with time she has the opportunity to be up there.
Okay, interesting. She was the national champion, junior all-around champion in 2020 or 2021, I think. And she went to Pack Rims this year.
Hmm.
Interesting. She's not on my list. What number are we at now?
16.
Okay, 16 is Dulcie Kaler. I wouldn't be mad if she's the last gymnast. She's like the first alternate for trials for me currently.
So my number 16 is Tiana.
Is she gonna be at your trials?
No.
Okay. Now I'm entering the girls who should be at trials. 15, Tiana Sumanasekra.
I think my number 15 was Dulcie Kaler. I'm very
Okay.
impressed with her rise this season.
Me too. Um, 14 for me was Jayla Hang.
Oh, I don't remember. I think 14 was Jayla.
Oh no, we need to find it. Where is it?
Hold on, I have it on Twitter. Hold on, let me look.
We can't get it wrong.
Could you put
What'd you say? What'd you say?
could you put a video up from my YouTube channel? I don't have my other phone anymore, so I can't go back and forth like I used to. So I don't remember.
Yeah, it's which video is it on? In.
It should say something like my top 15 watch party, or
Okay.
it should be the last video I posted,
Mhm.
or the second to. I think it was the last video I posted, and I do believe it was either. I think Jayla Payne was 14. To be for me, yes.
Okay, I have the video. I guess we'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll just you name yours, and then you can play mine for the video, just so I won't be lying.
Okay. 14 Jayla Hang, 13 Trinity Thomas, 12 Miley Lou. I really hope she shows up at trials looking stunning with a healthy back. Hoping for the best. 11 Jocelyn Robertson, 10 Gabby Douglas. Then there's a division. These are girls who are likely to be on the team. 9 Kalia Lincoln, 8 Kayla DiCello, 7 Leanne Wong, 6 Sky Blakely, 5 Jordan Childs, 4 Sunisa Lee, 3 Jade Carey, 2 Shilese Jones, 1 Simone Biles.
Did Sunise Salih do beam on American Classics as well?
Yes.
Did she win beam there as well?
No, I think she was third. I think Sky and Simone beat her.
Not Simone beat her at American.
No, sorry, I bet. Let me just look at it. I don't really remember that well. Sorry.
I think this guy beat her.
John, are you able to share the video instead?
Yeah. Tell me where to go.
It's on Makayla's YouTube channel.
Is it on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sunisa Lee, it says she won beam at the American Classic with a 14.3.
Okay.
Was Sky not at the American Classic? Did I make that up? I'm so delusional.
No.
I want to say this.
Welcome, ladies
I know
and
it's
gentlemen.
not Makayla, but because I know this. You just in real life.
Wait, John, I couldn't understand you.
I said I'm looking at the video, Makayla, of the top 15 girls to watch out for.
Uh-huh.
I know this is not a filter because I know you look like this in real life and just normal every day, but this is beautiful. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, to
I love
another
your natural hair.
Makayla loves gymnastics. Everybody, and welcome to another episode of Makayla loves gymnastics. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Welcome back to my channel, Makayla loves gymnastics.
Okay, let's see who the hell I put up there.
Very lazy intro. So today we are doing our watch party. We don't do power rankings over here, baby. We do watch parties. And
Make
we
her
are
full
gonna do
screen.
our top
Sorry.
15 gymnasts to watch out for heading into the 2024 Paris Olympic Games or whatever. Now, the watch party has completely changed since the last time we did it. I'm going to edit this video, I think, maybe not. I don't know, sometimes I edit the videos and sometimes I don't. So I just need to find a list of the girls who was there. I have a list of who my top girls are, but 15 through 7, I just need a list of girls. Let's see. I just need a list of people who was there, honey. That's it. Not routine. I just need. Okay, this helps. Okay, so y'all ready? Here we go. At number 15, we have Dulcie Killer. At number 14, we have Jayla Hain.
That's the
At
same.
number 13, we have Trinity Thomas.
The
At
same.
number 12, we have Caitlin John. At number 11, we have Jocelyn Robertson.
Same.
At number 10, we have Gabrielle Douglas.
Same.
At number 9, we have Sky Blakely. At number 8, we have Kayla DeCello.
Same.
At number 7, we have Leanne Wong. At
Same.
number 6, we have Kalia Lincoln.
I love Kalia
At
Lincoln.
number 5, and this is where the Olympic team would be at right now, we have Jordan Childs. At number 4, we have Jade Harry. At number 3, we have Miss Sunisa Lee. At number 2, we have Miss Charlize Jones. And number 1 is clearly, and has always been clearly, ever since 2013, Simone Biles. That's the watch party over here at Makayla Loves Gymnastics, part of the Loves Gymnastics brand. I will see you guys in the next episode. Toodaloo.
Not Makayla ranking Kalia linking higher than me.
The only reason is because of floor. And
That's what I've been saying to you all season. 2
I
seasons
know.
now.
But it's so many girls that are weak on floor. I didn't expect it to be this many damn girls who are weak on damn floor. But plus I think Kalia can outscore Jade and Jordan on floor and maybe win a floor medal. Maybe. Plus Sky keeps falling and even I can't justify putting her on the team if she just keeps falling this season.
You have
Now,
her
maybe,
in 9.
and at trials, my boots for to come and turn up like she always do.
I think Jade Carey could probably score higher than Kalia on the floor.
See, what puts Jade Carey on the team is vault. If Kalia had any 2 vaults, I would put her on the team over Jade, but we need them vaults. And then floor is just icing on the cake.
Oh my gosh. It's only 15 minutes until Asian Championships start.
Oh wow. I forgot that was even happening. Let's go Emma Malbuyo. I think you can win this competition, girl, and make it to the Olympics, girl.
I mean, I don't think she can
Chuso
win.
is
But she doesn't have to
injured.
win, right? She just has to be the top person from non-qualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of I don't think the Chinese are singing their very best team here.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I don't think a lot of teams are even really trying. So she had a shot.
Is this the same?
I don't think Japan is sending anyone.
Is this the same championship that that Heath is at?
No, that's Oceanic.
That happened the same weekend.
Yes, and also the Pan American Championships are happening.
I feel
So
so
all
bad.
the final Olympic spots will be decided this weekend, I think.
I feel so bad for Heath.
Yes.
For Heath,
Yeah.
he had a great chance of winning the all around for the men in the Oceanic Championships. There's not that many men there. I mean,
And he's looking strong. We are rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
I'm rooting for him too, but like the thing is, like he's not gonna get over. I forget like his. It's harder to make an event specialist from the men's side than it is the women's side for some reason.
oh, he's not making no event finals.
I mean, no, I know he's not making the event finals. Like I'm saying, it's
He
harder
probably
to.
won't even make the all around finals.
He's not gonna
But
make the all-around final either.
But he'll be an Olympian.
Yeah, no, of course. But I'm saying like it's harder for men to, because unlike on the women's side where a lot of the qualified teams have already people who are competing are already from qualified teams, but individual countries enter on more than in the men's side than they do on the women's side. So you have more competition on the men's side.
How do you know that's true?
I just did the analysis of like during the World Cups and like
I agree with that, but the thing with Heath is he's from Australia. It's only Australia and New Zealand over there. He has a
There
great
are
shot.
also 6 events.
No, I mean, but like unlike say for instance, like you look at
What John is trying to say is
yeah,
with the women, most of the top girls individually are on the top teams. It's not
correct,
like
yeah,
that.
correct, yeah. So
Lot
they're
of
not
the-
taking spots from they're not taking Olympic berth spots.
Correct.
But if you look at If you look at the world, you look at not the World Cup, but even the World Cups and even the World Championships. In order to make it to the Olympics on that event, you had to win that event.
Yeah, because it was about like the Israel guy who was trying to qualify. It was
he came in like third on pommel horse, as opposed to like in the women's side, you just had to make the event final. You know.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Like Emma had an easier shot trying to make floor finals because it was almost nobody who was else in the top of the countries.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you watch Pan Am Championships?
On the men's side, if you wanted to make an Olympic berth, you basically had to win the event. So you had to win the all around. You had to win the. You know.
Did I watch?
Did you watch? Yeah.
No, not yet. I plan on watching Pan Am, Asian, and Summer Oceanic.
Should we watch the Asian ones live?
Where does it come on?
It comes on in 11 minutes.
No, but which do you know where?
There's a YouTube stream.
Oh, okay. I'll send it to me. I'll stream it.
Okay.
Is Addicts gonna stream it? Because if Addicts gonna stream it, I don't want to step on his toes.
Addicts is gonna stream it on Twitch, I think.
Do you want to watch his Twitch then?
No, that's Makayla saying she doesn't want to, right?
Yeah, if Addicts is gonna stream it, I don't want no beef. I want no beef.
Let's watch it on YouTube. I'm sending you the link.
I think she's saying she doesn't want to watch the Asian Championships if Addicts is going to stream it. But we can.
No, I'm saying I don't want to stream it if Addicts is streaming it because I don't want him to feel like I'm trying to compete with him. And I think.
What if we just react to it and don't stream it?
Okay, we can watch.
What we do is we can watch it together on Saturday after the fact. I just don't want.
Can we ensure that Alex is streaming it first, though?
Huh?
Can we ensure
should watch it. We should watch it live.
We should watch it live on Addicts' Twitch and support Addicts in his endeavor.
I said we can do that. Yeah, let's do that. We can do that.
Yeah, that's what I feel like we should do. I don't want no
beef. We won't be able to talk to each other.
Yeah, we can still watch it. I can stream it right here. I'll stream it on my. Do we know what his
Oh, and see, no. What we're not gonna do is stream his Twitch. No, I don't want no beef with Addicts. What we're gonna do is just go to his channel and watch it with him and enjoy his coverage and laugh with him and Catherine and support.
Oh, you mean not? Don't put it on this stream.
No, I don't want no beef with Addicts. I don't want Addicts to feel like I'm trying to compete with him, which I am not.
What's his Twitch ID?
Addicts INC. I think it's INCCC. I'm not sure.
Oh, she's live. She's streaming it.
Oh, he is streaming it. Okay. So, and see, this is me being a different person because the bitch who I used to be would stream that shit and be like, see, a bitch don't need you. A bitch could just stream and the bitch will watch my streams. But see, I'm not that person. I'm not. Y'all want to make me that person, but I'm not that person. We are going to support Addicts. We're going to finish the show, but then we're going to support Addicts and watch it on his Twitch. Who should we be on the lookout for nationals? Clearly, Gabby and what she got.
But what about what about when we did spaces to react for nationals? Addicts was streaming nationals.
But he was streaming it from his Discord, and people don't know his Discord service like that.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
Can I ask a question? This is a random question.
Sure.
Which gymnastics production do you guys like the best? You guys like the American aesthetic? Do you guys like kind of like the Dutch World Cup aesthetic? I mean, the Dutch World Championship aesthetic. Do you like the
What?
like production wise, as in like kind of like lights? Like, do you like the darker audience and the lights on the podium?
No. I liked Beijing and Sydney Olympics.
Okay. But are those? Would you consider that the same as American? The way the American produce theirs competitions?
What do you, like which competition? Like in 1996?
No, like for instance, like the American Cup. I mean, this American this court classics. The way they did the
No,
court
it's so
classes,
trash.
the way they did the court classes is how the Americans do all of that kind of productions, right?
I guess nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same feel
But
to
they
it.
haven't hosted a competition bigger than Scam since '96. Really?
Yeah,
I like the
No,
way the
2003. I'm so silly. Sorry.
we did the world champion in Anaheim, right?
Yeah.
I like the way the British does do theirs. It's just I don't like the British commentators anymore, but I like the way the British do their productions.
The reason I ask is like looking at the production from the Asian championships, it looks very clean.
Yes, as it should.
It looks very clean and like very like I just like precise. And it makes me like I'm a big fan of the world championships production. I like the dark audience.
Mm.
I like everything on a stage. I love it on a stage, like production. Give me drama.
I liked how in Rio you could see right next when the girls were on the balance beam, you could see like Marta Caroli in the selection committee, like in the second row, like right
Oh, right there.
behind them. The bleachers were so down low.
I do like the non-podium feel too. What the World Cups are doing, like the non-podium feel to it, that was kind of cool too. It looked so much more intimate.
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
On the World Cup on Cairo, especially. Do you remember Cairo?
Yeah, that was really extra. They had like
Well, I mean, the theater was extra, but like kind of there was no podium. So it looked like it was in a gym actually, which is kind of cool. Like all the apparatus were on the floor.
I don't think I remember.
Let me show you a picture.
I also like the NCAA production.
I don't think I want to see the audience. That's the thing. So, which teams are at the Asian Championships?
I can tell you.
Alex has 3 viewers. Why are you scared of viewing with him? Competing against his. He has 3 people watching his stream right now, and that's probably us.
Fine. Y'all want to play it? We could play it.
Yay! I just want to be able to talk to you, but while you watch it.
I'm already sharing it. I don't know why you're not sharing it on the stream.
The South Koreans are sending a team. The Taiwanese are sending a team of 4. China is sending a team of 4. India, Rifta, a gymnast in Rifta. I think she's from Indonesia.
And we should find out right now if Emma qualifies, right? Because the all around left, right?
Was it all around already? Yeah, no. Is this the final?
No, it's the team final and the all around are the same thing, and there's no qualification. I think. Or it's that the qualification and team final are the same, and then there's an all around.
And then the all around is the same as this one over here.
I can't remember. I knew earlier today, but I can't remember now.
I think it's team. I think it's qualification all around are today. I think team finals is the next day, and event finals is the next day. I think
Oh,
it's the
I
same.
don't think it's like that. I think it's
Oh,
the opposite of Euros, which was like that.
oh,
Like I think it's the all around tomorrow.
Oh, the all around's tomorrow.
I think so. But oh goodness, I wish I could remember. North Korea is sending a team as well. Um,
Has it,
North
did
Korea.
The girl already qualified, right?
one of their gymnasts, she's not here.
I can't believe we're like 60 days out to the Olympics, y'all. This year's going by fast.
Love it. I love it. I'm so ready for the post-Olympic slump. Not because I want to be done with gymnastics. I'm just like, things get like interesting to me then.
Oh, next year's competition?
Yeah. Once people have moved past the Olympics and it's like,
The crazy
I
thing
don't
is
know.
because like people are skewing so much older now, people might not be moving past the Olympics.
Well, of course, they're the people the year after the Olympics who are like, I'm trying to last to the next Olympics. But like,